There is a village in the old lands of IGBO country where January is never ordinary. The Harmattan wind arrives carrying dust from the north. Palm trees whisper in the evening air, and the people prepare for a celebration that has existed longer than anyone can remember. A festival of music, a festival of dancing, a festival meant only for young maidens and newly married women. We call it Iruyuta for 28 days. The village becomes alive with rhythm and laughter. But the elders always say something strange when the festival begins, a warning spoken quietly. Almost like a secret, dance while the drums are playing. But when the drums stop, go home, because sometimes, during Iruyuta, the drums continue long after everyone has gone to sleep. The first morning festival begins in January, immediately after the calm joy of Christmas. The air is cool, touched by the dry breath of Harmattan. On the first morning of Iruyuta, before the sun has fully risen, something beautiful begins to happen across the villages surrounding Aguaku. Young girls begin to prepare. Wrappers of bright colors are tied carefully around their waists. Beads rest around their necks like small pieces of sunlight. Hair is braided neatly, some decorate their faces with soft patterns of white chalk, because today is not an ordinary day. Today, the maidens gather. Their destination is the same place it has always been, Oi Market Square, the center of life in the village, the place where trade, gossip, laughter, and celebration meet. But on this particular morning, the square belongs to the maidens. The gathering gone by one, the girls arrive. Some come in groups from nearby compounds, others walk from distant corners of the village. Soon the square begins to fill with color and movement. There is laughter, there are greetings. Friends who have not seen each other since the last festival embrace with excitement. But everyone is waiting for one thing, the drums, and when the first drum beat finally breaks the quiet morning air, everything changes. The rhythm begins slowly, then another drum joins, then another, until the entire market square vibrates with sound. Feet begin to move, wrappers swirl in the wind, voices rise in traditional songs that have been sung for generations. Songs about youth, songs about beauty, songs about the joy of being alive for a moment. The square becomes something magical, a sea of dancing bodies moving together under the bright morning sun. The village squares after hours of dancing at Oi Market Square. The girls slowly divide into their different villages. Each group returns to its village square, carrying the energy of the celebration with them, and once they arrive, the dancing begins again. Drums echo between mud houses. Children gather to watch. Elders sit quietly under trees, smiling as they observe the festival of youth unfolding before them. The singing grows louder. The dancing becomes faster. Dust rises from the ground beneath their feet, and for hours, the village becomes nothing but rhythm and celebration. The feast but no festival in an IGBO community is complete without food, and after the dancing, something special waits in every compound. A feast, large pots have been cooking slowly over firewood since morning. The smell alone travels across the entire village. At the center of the meal is pounded yam, soft and steaming, prepared fresh by strong hands. Beside it are bowls of rich soup. The soups are deep, flavorful, and carefully prepared. Fish plays an important role in the meal. Some fish have been dried over fire. Others have been kept alive until cooking begins. Now they simmer slowly in the broth, filling the air with an aroma that makes everyone hungry. Families gather. Laughter fills the compounds, and the maidens eat together, sharing stories of the dances they performed earlier in the day. 28 days. This rhythm continues for 28 days, an entire IGBO month. Known as Izuasa, every day carries music, every evening carries celebration, and every night carries quiet laughter drifting through the village. But somewhere during the second week of the festival, something strange sometimes happens, something that only a few people notice. The first story on evening, a young girl named Ada returns home later than usual. She had stayed behind with friends after the dancing ended. As she walks through the quiet path leading to her compound, she suddenly stops. She hears drums, soft, distant, but clear. Ada frowns. The musicians had already packed their drums and gone home. She knows that, yet the rhythm continues, slow, steady, curious. She looks toward the village square for a moment. She thinks she sees movement, shadows moving as if people are dancing. But when she blinks, the square is empty. More story soon. Ada is not the only one with a strange experience. Another girl claims she heard singing late at night. Long after everyone had gone to sleep, someone else swears they saw dancers under the moonlight, moving silently in the empty square. The stories spread quietly between the girls, but when the elders hear them, they do not look surprised. Instead, they simply nod as if they already know the explanation. And once again, they repeat the warning, dance while the drums are playing. But when the drums stop, go home, the old belief long ago, before anyone could remember exactly when, the elders believed something unusual about the Iruyuta festival. They believed it did more than celebrate the living. They believed it also awakened memories of the past, memories of the maidens who once danced the same festival generations ago. And during the 28 nights of the celebration, something else happened. The boundary between the past and the present became thin enough for the spirits of the old dancers to return, not to harm anyone, not to frighten the village, but simply to dance again in the land they once loved. The final night, last night of Iruyuta, is always the most powerful. The drums are louder than ever. The dancing lasts longer than before. The feast is grand. Everyone knows the festival is ending, so the village celebrates with everything it has left. And finally, as midnight approaches, the last drumbeat fades into silence. The festival is over. The village grows quiet and slowly. Everyone returns home. The aftermath be morning. Life in Akuaku returns to normal. Farmers walk to their fields. Traders open their stalls. Children chase each other through dusty paths. The village square becomes empty once again. But sometimes, late at night, someone passing the square may hear something strange. A faint drumbeat, a whisper of singing, and the sound of dancing feet moving through the darkness, as if somewhere in the shadows. The festival is still continuing. Closing narration, Biko Sinakuaku. Iruyuta is not just a celebration. It is a memory, a bridge between generations, and during those 28 nights each year, the living are not always the only ones dancing. YouTube ending if you enjoy stories about African traditions, hidden folklore, and the mysteries behind ancient festivals. Then there are many more stories waiting to be told, some beautiful, some unsettling, and some that make you wonder whether the past ever truly leaves the places it once lived.